here in studio with the stars of Collector's Catacomb, Josh and Chris. Tell me a little bit about your show.
Well, we want to bring collecting back to the forefront, to revitalize collecting, to let everyone know out there that the treasure in their attic really can be the treasure in their attic.
I think you do a great job too because you focus on all the aspects of collecting, and that's kind of why we're sister act, because we cover geeky stuff and you cover geeky stuff. And I think our fine line is if you open it and play with it, it's us. If you hang it on the wall, it's you.
That's right.
Yes, that is.
So you guys did an amazing interview at Denver Comic Con.
Yes.
And I'd like to show the audience that now.
By all means. Hello everyone, this is Chris from Collector's Catacomb, and I'm here at 2014 Denver's Comic-Con, and I am speaking with Allen Bellman, great comic artist from the golden age of comics. He used to draw for Captain America, etc., and now he is quite the photographer, quite a famous photographer. And actually, sir, I'd like to approach that, if I might, from a different subject. How did you become interested in photography?
What took you so long to ask? No, I was working in the art department of the Sun Sentinel in Florida. And when I, resigned, well, after 10 years, vacated, and my creativity was aching. I wasn't brought back to the comics yet. So I went into photography. And that supplemented my desire. I'd look through the lens, and I see something, and it just pound away at me, just excited about what I saw in that viewfinder. And it just something, and I won prizes. I was winning prizes. I was a member of a club, and had this one rascal, boy, jealousy raised his ugly head, and I kept winning, year after year. Not everyone. And, he just didn't like me. But I tried to be his friend. I didn't know. But at one certain time, I won. We go to the restaurant. We had 3 judges. Each judge had a button 5 points each. I won first by 15. My wife won in her category first, second, and third. I said, it's time to quit when I'm a winner. And I quit the club. And that the rascal is no longer with us anymore. I'm sorry for that. But, if you're in competition in anything in life, I tip my hat to the artists that I feel deserve it. Like Neil Adams, what he did for the Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster family. And I told that to him yesterday. And I see many artists, and not too many left of us. In fact, they tell me I'm the only one left from the golden age of Marvel, or the work on Captain America in the 40s. The 50s, that's another story. But don't mind me, I just turned 90, and I feel a little blessed. And
You look amazing, and you are truly blessed. That's incredible.
no canaries now.
That's terrific.
I feel great. I tell you something. I stay on a straight and narrow path. I'm not a holy roller, but man, I believe I could tell you miracle stories.
I do too.
I speak from my heart.
Well, you're wonderful, and I am a great admirer of yours.
Thank
Also, I'd love to ask you, what do you collect, or what have you collected in your life? Because we're a collector's show. So what stimulates you, or what have you collected in your lifetime that you love very much?
A lot of dust, No, I'm sorry. Collection, that's really hard because as a kid I loved stamps until some kid I showed him my albums and he stole it and that fixed we were in high school, not in high school, elementary school. He stole my whole book of stamps and, that took care of stamps. But in my mind, I like to collect nice people. At this stage of my life, it means a lot to me. Man's inhumanity, as it even stands today in our country, in our world, is real bad. And I'm only a speck on this earth. I wish I could. But I'd like to relate a story. I met a young Muslim girl. I am of the Jewish faith. I was in, the first time I'm recording this and telling this, in Florida Supercon. This young Muslim girl came over to my table and was looking at my work. We started to speak of peace, of love, and war. And it was so, I can't find the word. She came back shortly with a friend, another young Muslim girl, and she had brought me candy. They were selling candy at one of the tables. And when they left, they gave me a bear hug. I swear as God is my witness, if the whole world can see this and do this, instead of killing each other, if I sound this dramatic, yeah, that's the way I feel. And I say this and know from my heart, I am only a speck in this world. But if we all cry out, well...
But you have a ripple effect, sir, and you're more than just a little speck because you can reach so many people.
The fans have been great. They are my friends, my God. Treat them the way I want to be treated. They are not numbers. They are my friends, not fans. I answer them. I speak to them, not down, not up, straight on.
That's correct.
That was an amazing interview.
It really was. I went into that not thinking that it would be. I thought it was going to be sci-fi related interview, that I was going to be able to ask him questions about that, but it turned out to be one of the most emotional and moving interviews I've ever heard in my life. And the further along he got with his story, the more emotional I got. In fact, everyone who witnessed that interview, I think, was so deeply moved.
Yes, I was there in the room when it happened, and when he said I've never told this story before on camera or in any interview, I knew this was going to be big at that point.
I was so impressed and so happy to be able to be a part of that. It's an experience I'll never forget.
And I think a neat aspect too, and this is something that why I really love being a sister group with you guys, is you approach it from an angle that I don't think they've ever had it come from before. You're not asking the same old questions.
That's
You're
right.
coming at it from a collector's aspect, and also just kind of like an artistic aspect as well.
That's right. I wanted to approach this different, just not mundane and run-of-the-mill, but to be different and to have us, Josh and I, be memorable, to stick in people's minds.
And I think it did. And you also got some other awesome interviews at Denver Comic Con.
Yes, we did.
And you've just been racking up those interviews. You guys need to check out their show, Collector's Catacomb, and we'll put that information right here to let you know when and where to do that. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Troy.